awakens by night and sleeps by day. He lurks through the shadows, stalking his prey. Lies are what he seeks to maul. The truth shall set you free, and he seeks to free them all. His name is DarkWolf, and if you are spreading deceit, then it will be a very dark day when you finally meet. His name is DarkWolf, and he will fight to the bitter end, for the side of right, truth, and friends. So join us now if you dare, for the show is about to begin. So join us now if you dare. Join us in DarkWolf's den. Hey guys, DarkWolf here. This is the second time I've recorded this video. It was apparently the first time I forgot how to turn on a microphone. So, we're going to try this again. You know what I love to do, guys? I love to sit in front of a nice, warm, crackling fire and just let my mind ramble. I think I'll call this Ramblings of a Mad Wolf. Not because I'm angry or mad or upset like that. No. Mad like insane. Why? Hold on before you sit there and say, no, DarkWolf, you're not insane. Hear me out. Listen to what I'm about to say. You might disagree. I'm going to suggest something that is somewhat taboo within this community. When it comes to the Mandela Effect, our biggest scapegoat is CERN. Everybody points to CERN as the first possible culprit. With good reason and good evidence, not gonna lie. Quite a good pile of evidence. Then again, there's evidence that suggests that they're just trying to take credit. However, I'd like to throw another idea onto the pile. What if CERN was actually protecting us? That's right. Not causing the Mandela Effect, but actually trying to combat it. What if it's possible that they knew that something was messing with reality, and they were trying to alter or fight against that? Now, before you think this is just another random wild thought, hear me out. And I know you're probably screaming at your screen right now, have you lost your mind? Maybe. I may actually have, I'm not sure. But I think we've already determined that much, haven't we? This is the Ramblings of a Mad Wolf. So, back to CERN. Why would I suggest that they might be on our side? Well, number one would be the fact that we shift with or without CERN in play. And we've seen this multiple times where CERN has been down, but the shifts have not. So CERN does not have to be in play for a Mandela Effect shift to occur, therefore they could not be the ultimate culprit, in my opinion. Second reason that I think they might be on our side, they shut down again a couple days ago. We have seen a major uptick of earthquake, which we have been seeing an uptick in earthquake and volcanic activity for a little while now. But in the last 24 hours, we had a volcanic explosion that's caused a tsunami, which is not something we've seen since this uptick has been occurring. Could it be just another cause of the uptick? It could. Or it could be that CERN was shielding us from something that now is able to impact us. Perhaps not as bad as it would had while CERN was running. Third piece of evidence that I point to suggest that CERN might actually be on the Mandela Effectee's side, or Mandela Effected's side, whatever the case may be, is the Happy at CERN video. That's right. The one piece of evidence that everyone uses to say they are a part of the Mandela Effect. I'm going to reinterpret that. So the scene I'm talking about, if you don't know by now, then you may have been living under a rock, I'm not sure. However, the Happy at CERN video has a scene in it where the guy has a couple of cards, great big like cue card style cards around his neck. On the top one is written Bond number 1. On the bottom one is written Mandela. And people suggest that this goes back to the first James Bond, which would be Barry Nelson. So the sign would read Barry Nelson Mandela. However, I want to use that same James Bond connection and reinterpret this to say James Bond of the Mandela, or James Bond Mandela. What I mean is, what if they are secretly working against who or whatever is changing reality? If they're working as secret agents, they definitely don't want to step up to the plate and take credit that they're doing that. Matter of fact, I would suggest they would step up to the plate and take credit that they were causing it, which has been accused of them, before they would do anything else. Because they want you off the trail of them actually being behind stopping it. That they may know something we don't. So there's 3 pieces of evidence, at least anecdotal if nothing more, that may suggest that CERN is actually a secret agent that is on our side and trying to combat things against the Earth. Also, remember, when CERN is turned on, the magnetic field that it produces is 10,000 times that of the Earth. This would be enough to create quite a gigantic shield to stop any other energies that might be coming our way. And perhaps just that very thing was going on. Now, yes, I will concede, once again, that there has been an uptick in both volcanic activity and earthquake activity. Going on for a little while now. However, in the last 24 hours, we had a tsunami from volcanic activity, which in this entire time we have not seen. It's a little odd to me. It's like perhaps the brunt of whatever was hitting us has been deflected, and we're just getting the very last bit of it. And I could be wrong. I could be completely mad. Again, that's a very good possibility. Maybe CERN is behind it, but I don't think they're behind the shifts. And again, we have those whether it's CERN is up or down. So I don't see that really being the main cause anymore. It still could be an attribute. It could be attributed somehow that we don't even know yet. Or perhaps they're actually a secret agent helping us. Maybe that was their way of telling us. Maybe they were suggesting that they're a secret agent for the Mandela Effect. I don't know. I mean, we spend a lot of time tearing them down. At least we can consider the other option. Then as I continue to sit here, I get to thinking about other things. You know, the Mandela Effect, that's just, I don't care what I'm doing, that's right there on my mind. At least sitting in the background, not very far away. And when I talk about CERN, I get to thinking about DWave, because those two go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. CERN owns the DWave. One interpretation of the DWave computer is that it uses multiple worlds to solve problems. Even Geordie Rose, the guy, one of the guys himself that is behind the original DWave, describes it as a reality just like the one we're in, all the way down to the subatomic level minus a single difference on a chip. and reaching into this other reality and pulling out resources. But I believe this may come with a caveat. And I believe this caveat was discussed in a TV show called Fringe by J.J. Abrams. Wonderful TV show, which is not something you'll hear me say very often because I'm not a TV buff. There's only certain things that I like. But anyway, this Fringe show was about split realities, or not even that, two realities. No, it ain't even split, but it's two realities. Everybody exists in both realities, though in one, different paths were taken than in the other. And these realities are at war with each other. But one of the rules of travel between the two realities is a buoyancy effect, or a balance effect. So, if I pull a pencil out of that reality, I have to put one of mine in there. If I pull information out of that reality, I have to put information back into that reality. So I would suggest the DWave may actually be swapping information between realities. Reality information itself, at the subatomic level even, between realities. Let's take, for instance, Sex and the City, or even the Berenstain Bears. All the information having to do with those is swapped with another reality. And this would make a lot more sense because we keep seeing things that are so very trivial. If I was doing tests and I knew this was the rule, I would use things that are on small scale, things that are almost meaningless and cheap, small stuff. I don't think this explains the anatomical differences and certain things, but this could explain the logo changes and things of that nature. And who knows how deep it goes. Maybe information at its base level could cover anatomy and anything else. Again, this is just the rantings of a mad wolf sitting in front of a fire, so don't take anything here said here as in stone or golden or 100% the way it is. I'm not going to lay out a whole bunch of facts like a lawyer like I normally do and show you pictures and videos and try to convince you of all the facts having to do therein. Not this time. Just going to sit in front of a fire and talk. And let my mind ramble on as I discuss the Mandela Effect with all the people out there that may or may not watch this video. Heck, I could be talking to an empty screen for all I know. It could get 0 hits. I doubt it, but it could. Christmas time's coming, guys. It's almost here, just a couple days. I'd like to wish everybody a very, very happy, wonderful, and Merry Christmas. Or if that offends you, Merry Christmas time. And a happy, happy New Year. Of course, I do hope I'll get a video out before then, but just in case. Remember, guys, New Year's we do that drawing. Or, I'm sorry, New Year's is the cutoff for the contest. We won't be doing the drawing on New Year's. New Year's will be the cutoff for the contest. Your last chance to enter. And then into the new year, we will actually do the draw. And I'm going to do my best to do that live. I can't promise anything, but I will do my best. We're giving away 3 books as well as a mystery gift. I hope everybody has a chance to enter that if you're interested in it. We'll be giving away a book by Stasha Erickson, a book by Suso, and a book by Mr. Bill Bean, who will be coming back also in the new year to hang out in the den with us and tell some more of his story. And Hopefully answer a couple more questions for us. He's promised us when he has the chance, as soon as he has the chance, he is going to devote as much time as needed. So no worry, guys. He will be back. He's got some family issues he's dealing with. I do ask you guys keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And we'll leave that at that. I'd like to thank everybody who's been a subscriber to this channel, who either is or was. Whether you've been a subscriber from day one or for one day, it's very much appreciated. The Mandela Effect is something that just grips me in a way that no other paranormal phenomenon has. 25 years I've been a paranormal researcher. And in that time, I've studied UFOs, Bigfoots, Loch Ness, ghosts, every paranormal phenomenon known to man. I've dug into it, I've looked into it, conspiracies, you name it. I'm old school at this game. And UFOs always was my number one, intrigue. That is until the Mandela Effect. That is now something that I've devoted my life to figuring out. And one of these days, hopefully with the community's help, we will figure this out and finally be able to understand the true nature of reality. I don't think they've got it right, the scientists. I think they're close. I think there's something they're leaving out. Maybe it's consciousness. Maybe it's physics that we just haven't discovered yet. Maybe it's physics that hasn't been created yet. Who knows? But one thing's for certain. History's now a lot more liquid and fluid than it used to be. It's the anchor memories that you need to trust. Those anchor memories that really set in stone things. I might not be able to remember what I had 3 weeks ago for lunch. I'll be the first one to tell you that. But I do remember what book I learned to read on. I do remember what the world map looked like. Especially with the extreme difference it looks like now. But my biggest question, and what should be everybody's biggest question, is not what is the next effect going to be. They're cool and they're great data sets, but that's not the important thing, guys. What do you mean reality and history is changing? What do you mean that's not important? No. Why is it occurring? What is the catalyst? That is the important question. What is causing history as we know it? The Bible, all these different things, logos, movie lines, you name it. It's causing these things to change. That's the important question. That's the question we should all ask ourselves. That's the one we should be searching for answers about. If you ask the right questions, you eventually start to find the right answers. And over the last year, I've seen a lot more people turn away from what's the next effect to what's the reason behind it. My channel's been devoted to theories, to ideas, to stimulating ideas about the community and within the community. For some reason, I get a lot more non-subscribed people that watch my stuff than I get subscribed, and that's okay. I don't mind who watches it. I'm glad the word gets out there. All I ask is that you do share this around. Provoke people's thoughts. Get those juices flowing. We need to be asking the correct questions. I even dare say, how do we use this to our advantage? Because if we can figure out the catalyst, we can test and prove that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we can literally create reality on a dime, on the instant. Spooky, isn't it? It's dangerous if that kind of thing gets into the wrong hands. Perhaps that's what happened. Perhaps something like that has gotten into the wrong hands. And there are other forces that are trying to stop it. Kind of like Snape in the Harry Potter series. Spoiler warning for those who have never seen Harry Potter. It is 20 plus years old, so I don't think it's huge spoilers that I'm about to throw. Snape kills Dumbledore only because Dumbledore asked him to. He was a secret agent the whole time on Harry's side. And all Harry did was berate and hate towards him. Come up with theory after theory as to why Snape was the one behind everything, when it turns out Snape was on his side the whole time. What if CERN's like that? We have berated and pointed every finger we can find at CERN, but what if they're not? What if they're that secret agent? What if they're the Snape that's actually working on our side? Maybe that's why they do certain things, to throw us off, to make us think they're not. If I were a secret agent, I sure wouldn't want anybody to know what my true mission was. Especially if it was helping someone. If it gets to the wrong person, your mission's over. Again, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying we need to ask more questions than what we've asked. New questions. Questions that may lead to roads we haven't been down yet. Over 3 years, we've exhausted a lot of avenues, but we need to ask the right question to go down the right avenues to find the right answers. And as truthers, it's what we should know to do best. I'm going to end my ramblings on that note, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's not been too agonizing for you. And if you've made it this far, thank you. Whether you've been a subscriber from day one or for one day, thank you. And remember always, ladies and gentlemen, stay awake, but dare to dream. Bye, everybody.